found out why the claws have reached the backyard in my house. Today, I guess I was standing out here in the backyard, mind you. And there is a reason why I seen the claws in the yard. I did see them. I looked up birds and claws. I haven't looked up much more, but I don't think I have to, due to the fact that it was a warning. I mean, I can't say that I didn't know that it was coming, but it came and went. And all I can say is that yesterday morning was a bad morning. So I get a call yesterday morning, and like I said, the claws of an owl have reached the yard. And today, my wife, as I took the dog out this morning, I was standing over by a basketball hoop, and lo and behold, behind me as my wife is screaming, "Look, look, look!" An owl emerged. Out of nowhere, mind you. She said it went when as I was turning to my left, as I was looking, I got that feeling that I had that feeling about an owl. But I was looking in a direction where I seen it one year. It was in the beginning of this year, I believe. But I watched the sucker fly into the yard in front of me. And it did come out from last year from the shed way, where I have my shed in the yard. So, I was standing, not facing the shed. And when I heard her yelling, I turned towards the shed, because when she told me to look the last time, the owl was coming from that direction. And no shit, as the damn thing was flying, I didn't even look once behind me or up. I just looked to the right, to the left of me, and I was turning, looking, and the thing had already disappeared. So as I was turning all the way around, 360 to the left, the thing swooped near her. She said thing could have went into her face, mind you. She stared into the eyes of it. She's been talking about it all day, believe it or not. Then it took a left turn, and when I turned to the left to look and doing my 360, it was gone. It was like she said it disappeared. So, I was looking everywhere in the trees. We have multiple trees throughout these yards. I was looking maybe it come out of somewhere like the last time, but it didn't show itself again. But, that was insane. Now, I wrote her a totem. I read to her about the owl and coming in contact with it. And for the past 2 years, this damn thing has been roaming. My mother saw it in the back of her apartment on Devlin Passway in a tree, staring into the windows, mind you. And I took it as her illness had caught up with her. And it did, because she, right after that, ended up right in the hospital. Some other times the damn thing came about. Even in the new apartment my parents had to move to, this owl has emerged. And for the past 2 years, I've been seeing this damn owl. It's just been showing itself. And the totem does say it brings you into a very, bad time in your life. It comes and shows itself. Now, yes, people do mistaken the owl for death. But don't be fooled, because it don't mean bad omens. I mean, it does, but it don't, but not in a bad way. I won't use bad omen. I will say warning signs. Straight up warning signs. And the warning signs just kept going throughout the 2 years my mother's been sick. I mean, even my wife saw one at night at the end of Airport Road in Leominster, Mass., which is called Crawford Street, but she saw it swooping down towards the Nashua River. And after that, her mother got sick. But I finally figured out that, yeah, these warning signs, of course, have been just, giving me heads up. And it's only brought its fate to the beliefs of what the owl means. And it does, in this case, it did bring a death. But I do not blame the owl showing itself. I just blame this death on someone that is stubborn and did not want to listen and get herself back into the, healthiness that she was. It was nobody's fault but her own, but, I'm not gonna knock her for it. Stop it. I ain't gonna point the finger and blah, 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 but believe me when I say this owl knew something was happening. It was giving signs of message of sickness and death. And it was only just a warning is right. But the stubbornness of my mother led her to pass away yesterday. So, I have been mourning the loss of my mother. But like I say, I'm not gonna beat myself up for things, because I know for a fact that I kept on her to be, healthy and try to stay healthy, but she did not want to listen to me. But give me a moment here. As I was saying, in the 2 years time that I tried to keep my mother, going with being fit and try and motivate her, the stubbornness won. I do kind of blame the nursing home, because for one, the nursing home she was in does not have a good reputation. Two, the story I got did not seem at all to what my standards are to see that my mother would have made it. But three, and the most, you want to talk about spiritual goddamn thing that ever happened. Oh man. And this, if you don't believe in spiritual worlds, then if this story don't make you believe, then you need to really ask yourself why. But me and my wife went into the room that my mother was placed for the last viewing, and Sat there and shed some tears. And I went to touch my mother's hand. Now they say that it takes 20 hours for a body to get cold after death. Which I'm going to tell you something now. I mean, it all depends also, I guess, on the death and maybe. But I'll tell you something right now, what you're going to hear. Believe it or not, and I don't give a damn if you do. Because, for one, I didn't want to take pictures of my mother or record my mother at her deathbed. I wanted to see her, you know, in pictures and videos alive. I do have a few of her. Halloween, she made her own mask. Christmas, you know, she got a funny gift. Rudolph dancing or whatnot. Dancing reindeer, and I mean, had a funny moment with her in a video. I'll have to boost that up and show it, I guess. But feeling her body being warm really freaked me out. You know, I turned to my wife, I said, what the f... I'm like, she's warm. And, you know, then my wife stepped up and they were talking about it. And she said she didn't want to, but she did anyways, and, you know, went and touched her hand. And I was just shaking my head, getting the thoughts out of my head, trying to, you know, savor the moment and, you know, try not to break down too bad, but, yeah. And as I was turning, my wife said, ah, oh my God, she moved, or something happened in her veins pulsed. And I'm like, what? I mean, I was just looking at her like, whoa, and she, you know what? My wife ain't a story maker, you know, this wasn't no made up crap. This really happened. The pulses moved in the hand. And, you know, I figured, you know, I'm sitting there, wow, man, you know, I put some pieces together in the timeline, and that's why I say this nursing home I kind of blame. Because there have been known fact to man that people could go into some kind of deep sleep and be mistakenly wrong for death. But, hey, I mean, it is what it was, and she wasn't breathing, she wasn't moving, but that pulse, the warmness of her hand just made me think, whoa, could she have still been? But I shook it off and left it alone. So I went and got my two sons, my two oldest sons. I did not let my two younger sons see this, because I know damn well they wouldn't have been able to handle it. But I don't even think my oldest sons, but they ain't gonna admit nothing, so. But then I went and got them and went back. Now it must have been maybe, I want to say, an hour. So just think, I was there an hour, hand warm, a friggin' slight pulse type thing, magnetic thing with my wife, and oh man, it was just some freaky crap going on. And then the owl today, I mean, what the oh man. But when I went back and went in with my two sons, I was like thinking to myself, you know, warm hand. Let me go back and feel that now. And I did, and wouldn't you know, it was ice cold. Her head hands, body cold. So I'm about to wonder if my mother waited for me and my wife to get there and release her spirit. And that's what I think happened. But you can believe it or not, I don't care. And that to me is proof that the spiritual world exists. And for you non-believers, I laugh in your face. But anyways, my allergies, you know, they're kicking in, my eyes are watering with the allergies out here. But that's what I think, man. And the sign of the owl today, I think it might have been a sign of a new journey, a new road ahead of me. Or us. Whatever the case may be. I know I've been following Native American stuff now for the past 2 years. 3 years. And I'll tell you something. I've been seeing a lot more Native American stuff happen to me in these past 3 years than anything. And this right here now proves my Native American spirit is getting stronger. But anyways, I gotta get back into the chaotic house. Vacation's not over yet. But I gotta keep going and wander on into that new year and hope that I break on through with this goddamn YouTube channel and lay out a mission to make all this non-believer nonsense to believers. That's right. Till that next video, be safe, take care. Always beware, always believe. Merry Christmas, as I say it. Happy New Year to all. And hopefully your 2020 is great. Till the next video, out.